What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of MUT Tips. I'm your host, Sean Taylor from the Made Up Theater, and before we jump in, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and as always, subscribe on YouTube down below to be informed of upcoming videos and live streams. Ring that bell. Now let's jump into today's topic, 5 tips for auditioning. Maybe you've been taking improv classes for a while and you think, it's time, I want to join a team. And lo and behold, you see on Audition and you sign up. Now, first, before I get into some tips, you might be thinking like what to expect. What is an audition? How does it flow? A lot of times my auditions flow very similar to an improv jam, which is where you just go out and just improvise. There'll be a host, a facilitator, an organizer who will lead you through maybe some improv games, improv scenes. There's no teaching generally, but it just kind of is a way to showcase your skills and allow the organizer to just get in touch with who you are as a person on and off stage. Now let's get into some tips. Tip number 1 is be prompt. This is super important just for any audition. If you sign up for a 7 p.m. block, you want to make sure that you're definitely there by 7 p.m., but I encourage you, get there earlier. Because there's an old expression in acting. If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, that's unacceptable. And if people show up to an audition late, that immediately gives a vibe about you. Like they think, well, this person's late tonight. That means they're probably gonna be late for a lot of other upcoming like rehearsal shows. That is a negative impact on you as a person. Now, I understand that, there might be traffic or just issues that come up. I really encourage you, just contact the organizer if you're gonna be late. If somebody contacts me and says, hey, I'm stuck in traffic, there's a bad accident, I'm gonna be a few minutes late, I apologize, then I have a more positive response to you being late rather than a negative response because you didn't reach out. Plan on getting there, at least 15, 20 minutes earlier, even earlier if you can, because that is always just gonna make it so you're just more ready to get on stage and not that panic of getting to the venue late. You're gonna take that energy on stage, so the earlier the better. Tip number 2 is don't forget the basics. There's a little bit of a clash that happens here, right? Because the point of an audition is to get picked. That's your goal, right? You wanna join their team. But the principles of improv kind of go counter to that because we're trying to make each other look good, right? Yes, and, which means accepting and supporting a choice. So if you're auditioning, some people forget those basics 100%, and they're just going on stage and trying to get laughs and be funny, get that spotlight, grab the attention of the organizers, and that has a negative impact on you. You most likely won't get picked that way. And another thing that's equally important is supporting the people who are on stage even when you're off stage. I, as an organizer, like to look at everybody, not just the people on stage. I will glance to the people off to the side. And if I see people scowling, rolling their eyes, just looking not happy to be there, I take you off that list because you're showing that you don't enjoy the process of watching. You just want to get on stage and play, right? Which is fine. It's good to have that mentality of the fun happens on stage, but it happens off stage too. If I put you in a backline game like freeze tag and I look to you and I see you just not having fun, well, you're off my list. You gotta support. Take those basics, those fundamentals that you learned on day 1 and take them to the audition because those are the most essential, rules, fundamentals that you don't want to lose in this process. Tip number 3 is get out of your head. This is very important because I've seen very talented improvisers, in a sense, choke during the audition process. Because during classes that I've seen them in, they're very free-flowing, very talented, very in the moment, but suddenly in the audition, they get in their head because they're trying to think, what does Sean want from me? Am I showing what Sean wants? Does Sean like me? And here's the thing. If you're focused on that, then you are not focused on being your true, authentic self. That's what I want to see. I want to see that highlighted on stage rather than you trying to, in a sense, please me. Focus on being you because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do I want you in our cast, not do I want your interpretation of what I want in our cast? Tip number 4 is don't let a rejection get you down. I'm currently training to be a voice actor, so I'm starting to audition. And I've auditioned a ton of times, a lot, and I've gotten 0 acceptances, all rejections. And it's a part of the process. For every 1 acceptance you get 100+ rejections. That is how it goes. So just because you get that rejection email, it doesn't mean they didn't like you. It doesn't mean you're a bad improviser. It just means you might not be right now. And, you know, if like 30 people audition and they're just picking like 2, then, you know, the odds of getting rejected are higher and higher. And again, it's not because you did poorly. Maybe like they're auditioning for a specific style of improviser. Like, you know, I might, as an organizer, have like a very witty person on my cast already, or maybe a few of them. And if I see you and you're like a really witty, intelligent improviser who plays a little more closer to yourself, I may not pick you, even though you might be amazing, but it might not fit with what I need right now. Maybe I need a really big character person or a person who does really great physical comedy. That might be what I'm looking for. It might be in like the description of the audition, that's what we're looking for, but they might omit that detail, you know, because they want a bigger turnout. So don't let it get you down. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Get back on the horse. Go look for an audition opportunity elsewhere. If the theater does another audition, go back to it because they'll be happy to see you again. If you get a rejection email too, like respond back and say, hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. Let me know if there's future audition potential down the road. I'd love to come back. And tip number 5, simply put, is have fun. Come on, have fun. This is an audition, right? You came because you want to join the team, and you probably want to join the team because it looks fun. So why wouldn't you have fun at the audition, right? Again, when we audition, it's kind of like an improv jam, right? And what do you do when you go to an improv jam? What do you want? To have fun. So this is an audition. Yeah, you want to get accepted, but you also want to have fun doing it, right? And if you get rejected, you can think, oh, I got rejected, but I had fun. That is a mentality that you want to go into anytime you take the stage, is that ability to just let go and just have fun with your scene partner. Because again, that will stick with me. If I reject you, but I saw that you had a lot of fun, I'm gonna be excited to see you come back again, you know? I'm gonna be excited to revisit you down the road. So don't let the dread of like, you know, receiving a rejection or just the desire to get picked overrule your ability to have fun on stage. Because if you're not having fun, I'm generally not having fun. So have fun. And that concludes this episode of MUT Tips, everybody. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really appreciate it. Again, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time for another episode of MUT Tips. Bye.